I'm Dean. I'm the dad.
I'm Laura. I'm the mom.
And I'm Krysta. I'm the daughter.
And together we are Family Plot. Well, that was nice. That came out nice. Well, what's new? Since the last time we got together, we have been to Springfield, Missouri as a family.
Ooh, that was a long trip.
It felt longer than it was. I will say that. Got to do some cool stuff, though. Got to see some giraffes try to steal food. That was cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, not the food, the bags.
Well, the bags had food, which is why the giraffes were trying to steal them.
I'm not sure. I think the giraffes actually liked the paper. They didn't want the food. But that could just be me.
Yeah, they could just be thieving giraffes. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought the hyenas were thieves.
Well, I heard from some regulars while we were there in the park that there were some thieving camels. So.
Yes, I heard about the thieving camels as well.
I feel like, I know we're never going back there, but if I were to bring my kids there, I'd probably take the car instead of the bus, because some animals didn't come up to the bus because it was big and scary.
We could have taken the car and done another ride through, but by that point, we were just all exhausted.
Yeah. Well, not really. I wasn't exhausted.
Okay.
The grown-ups were exhausted.
And Lexi...
Your dad and I are just not as young as we used to be, sweetheart. We try hard, though.
And to be fair, Lexi was exhausted. And I know that because once she laid her little head to a pillow, she went out. But yeah, it was cool. We didn't get to check out any of the haunted stuff I would have liked to have seen, but we were there with the whole family, and so yeah, we were doing family stuff. Yeah, that's where the Landers Theater is.
Yeah.
And we did a whole episode on the Landers Theater. Well, that and the theater in Boonville, but yeah.
Which we drove past this weekend as well, from Boonville.
Yes, we did. She's kind of proud of us. So, but yeah, and as for us never going there again, I'd go back. I mean, there's stuff that we didn't do. If I were going...
I didn't know.
No, I probably would not return to the safari just because it was so
expensive for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, it was way more expensive than what it was. Plus, I kind of felt bad for the animals that weren't out in the wild because they were on cement pads for the most part and just really not an ideal situation, like Old Zoo.
The lions were in a enclosed, like there wasn't a ton of room, which lions need in the summer, and if you want them to live a happy life, they need more room than that. Like if you put a rabbit in that, it'd be happy, but a lion?
Yeah,
also,
and
careful displaying rabbits in outdoor coats. I display them in an indoor coat just because of the predators that could be outside.
Right, and on top of that, I mean, there's the whole situation where it just and the thing is that, to be honest, chances are is they got those lions from a zoo or a circus or something, and so those lions really haven't known a different life than that. But it just, I don't know, it looks like the old Kansas City Zoo before they changed it and made it more animal friendly. And the Kansas City Zoo was one of the last zoos in the country to do that. So it just...
Which is saddening. We shouldn't even... I love animals and I love seeing them, and it's fun to see them when you do. But then I'd rather the zoos not take in animals that have already been hurt and not keep them in a very enclosed place that they cannot live out their life. I'd rather them be outside living their best life and working out.
And mostly that's what the zoo does, except for the dangerous animals. But even then, they're as taken care of as they can be. They're and given as much room as they can.
But anyway.
So, we've totally gone off the rails here.
Absolutely.
But that's okay.
Talking about the safari.
That's okay. We're allowed to go off the rails every once in a while. I mean, we're a family. We're the family plot.
That is true.
And guess what? Part of our memo is we're weird.
Yes.
We are weird.
We are very weird. So, folks, if you want to help us out, you can always donate through Patreon. There are 3 different groupings you can choose from. There's Team Bunny, which supports Krysta. There's Team Spa Day, which supports Laura. And there's Team Podcast, which supports the podcast. There is no Team Dad, or that would be Team Comic Book or something weird, and I decided not to do that. You could also support us with a one-time donation through Buy Me a Coffee. You can find us on both of those sites. Also, please, if you enjoy the show, share it with your friends. If you don't enjoy it, keep it to yourself. So that's what we ask. And now we've come to a phenomenon that is truly controversial. In the 80s, crop circles began to appear worldwide.
They began cropping up, if you will.
I love it. I love your puns. Thank you so much.
You should.
Now, I want to stress that in the 80s was when this took off. It's a phenomenon actually older than that. But then 2 guys in England took credit for them, and crop circles were suddenly a hoax. But that was 40 years ago, and crop circles have continued to appear all over the world. Even the most hardcore skeptic would balk at the idea the same 2 guys have hoaxed all the crop circles worldwide. So tonight, with a focus on American crop circles, we discuss this phenomenon. But first, I have a Krysta, and she specializes in weird facts.
Krysta.
There we go. Took a minute.
So, Krysta, you've got facts for us today.
Yes, and today's facts are about Nazca lines. Thank you, Dad.
Bless you.
Thank you, Dad, for helping me out with this fact thing.
I felt it was appropriate because Nazca lines are kind of like permanent crop circles done in the desert.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like similar to what we're talking about.
Yes, that was my thing. Is I felt they were similar enough to what we're talking about that it had that weird connectivity that your weird facts always do.
Right. So today's facts are from Kids Connect, KIDSKO.
Wow. I want to say they used to advertise that on like some Saturday morning cartoon show.
That was Kids Incorporated.
Oh, okay.
There's also, I think it's called Kittle. That was the first place I was going to get the facts from, but I ended up doing it from here because the facts were easier to find. In Kittle, they literally have it spread through paragraphs, and I'm like, I'm not going to search through all that just to find
some weird facts.
Some weird facts. So I go search for it, and I'm like, you know what? This will do. I just cite all my credentials like I normally do, and it's good.
We'll be good. Good to go.
I have to work on this talking still because we have... I think we have some stuff coming up. And... we have to talk for it, apparently.
Oh, at school?
I think so.
Whoa.
Well, you are a queen of talking, so you'll do well.
You're a great
Talking?
talker.
Yeah.
Well, I stutter a lot. That's what I'm working on.
You know what? I handle that with editing. If you stutter too much, I wait till you get the word right, and then I cut out everything in front of it.
You know what?
That's okay.
But I believe I've said it in another episode, so it doesn't matter too much. Anyway,
I can edit out what I said. See, that's the brilliance of editing.
they've listened to the other episode.
Moving on.
Okay.
You're just making more stuff for him to edit.
No, I'm not. I'm talking. People like me talking. If you edit this out, I swear. They're gonna kill you.
That is true. People do like when she talks.
Yes, they do.
Including us. We
I
like
heard
when
they
you
were
talk.
threatening you. I thought they said, like, you should let her talk more.
That is a common thing, is that we should let you talk more.
From who?
Listeners, a lot of the... I don't memorize names.
Okay. Anywho, creation of Nazca line. This unknown Nazca culture is believed to have formed around 100 BC. They thrived for 700 years and were responsible for the majority of Nazca lines.
Wow.
Cool.
Purpose of Nazca lines. According to some researchers, the Nazca lines were created as part of an ancient irrigation system and were used as a guide to locate in any source of water.
Now, according to ancient aliens, they were used to as like an airport for alien vessels, but I don't know how much we trust ancient aliens. Although I do like this.
Recent discoveries. According to a 2009 study, the majority of trophy skulls known to have been collected by the Nazca people as trophy heads came from the same populations as the individuals they were entombed with, and not from outside cultures.
So, like the Egyptians, they were either buried with like servants and family and whatnot, or
Some
they
Egyptians kept their, like, a cat or something with them.
yeah. Their pets were in Egypt. Their pets were killed and mummified so that they had them with them too. Yeah.
To go into a place with. Can't remember all of it because it's been a bit, but. Moving on. This is the fourth book fact. Fifth fact. Is this fifth fact? Whoa, hey. Oh, my God.
Quickity bee, quickity bee.
Oh, no. This is the fourth fact.
Krysta's just zooming them by.
Issues in conservation. While other relics are vulnerable to unintentional destruction, the Nazca lines are immune due to the climatic conditions in their location.
Yep.
Despite this, there are still incidents that put geoglyphs in danger.
Yep. Because gentleman some years back drove his truck onto one trying to destroy it because he was in a fit of religious fever. And
Dog startled me.
oh, I thought you knew.